Look at me. I know they scared of my power. I know they scared of our power. They know that we got the juice. Like who them niggas is a problem. Look at me, huh? Look at me, huh? You think that's the whole way you put an enemy, huh? Nah, silly. Yeah, he got the guys with him. Yeah, he got the squad with him. And the message gonna live on our bodies. Feel it's like, oh man, y'all got a problem on y'all hands. What is the revolution? We at war, so my brother ready. Y'all in. They like, never let them niggas know that we trying to keep them in the hole, keep them low. Never tell them niggas kings and the queens and the gods and the thrones. That's a no. Cause that's gonna make them feel strong. And we ain't ready for the power that them niggas got together like, nah. Really, nah. I won't say you never saw it coming, but I know you snakes have seen it coming. And it's so like who that waking niggas up. Y'all know far kind up for some, gotta love them. Yeah, that's the chief. We the soldiers in the streets, so get acquainted with the team. You all in your feelings, you demons. I know it, cause these are movements you don't like to see. I know it's all scared of my power. And you hate that, you don't like that, like the hell with my power. And that time spot that you sitting in, yeah, we know that's ours. So we don't that, yeah, we won't that, yeah, that throne, that's ours. The power that we sitting on, a power we been sleeping on. Yeah, you knew we had it all along. Right now. Yeah, man, I could be knocking with the chopper. I could. Omega Evers know the king. Give me if I die today, call the doctor. Martin Luther, this the revolution. The Tupac lives with the doctor. You probably never hear my words. Most of them conspire just to pop me. The power I know that it's God like. Oh, why the good, yeah, that's God right. D to the evil, who y'all like. Really, brother, is it ready for us? Baltimore, like they can't ignore us. The root of ignorance, ignore who could justify what we ride for. This ain't land, now we dying for. Forget the news, use the eyes more. You the taxidermist, we the animals. We seen it coming, I ain't panic though. Black with time to your cantaloupe. Are you the lion or are you the antelope? I know it's there, I can smell it. What the cops said, now you're yelling. Ain't no guns and drugs in the car, brother. Trying to make it home by 11. I ain't even lying to you. You a rap star, what's a fine to you? Take your chains, what's a shine to you? If I lock you up, what's your mind to you? Everything serving is black skin. Let me ask, what's my mind to you? Cause I ain't hurting nobody. Behind the badge, y'all hiding. I know. And I know. It's all scared of my power. You hate that, you don't like that, like the hell with my power. That time spot that you sitting in, yeah, we know that's ours. So we don't that, yeah, we won't that, yeah, that's wrong. That's how we go. The power that we're sitting on. They're trying to get a social engineering. Keep her divided and keep her distracted. Cause y'all know together we seeking vengeance. Who this that talk when y'all sit and listen? Y'all won't get the trick. Get the crunch. Y'all used to them pussy for niggas, but they ain't no pussy in us. That's for women. We the men they try and break down. Make us scared of them, knock our faith down. Make our women disrespect us. Cause she know if they can break us, they can break it down. But now this ain't the type of generation. This that generation that's gonna get it done. We was born for this day and age. Same children that's gonna have you running. There's something about us, I know you notice. Master can't stop us, he can't control us. They say that we rebels and problem children, cause we just won't listen to Uncle Ruckus. Miss me with that shit, we train to go like the millennium. Move around if you not with it, this business ain't got no hard feelings, you know. I just ain't got no time for pussy cats scared of my vision and think I'm wild. Feelings look like insanity to a coward. Yeah, my teacher, he told me about you. I'm so ready for this venture. I signed up for this, ready to script, and they say, you know, you probably die, right? I said, put me on the list. It's all scared of my power. And you hate that, you don't like that, like the hell with my power. And that top spot that you sitting in, yeah, we know that's ours. So we on that, yeah, we want that, yeah, that throne, that's ours. Oh, the power that we sitting on, a power we been sleeping on. You knew we had it all along, but now we know. They set up the ghetto, they set up our community so that we would end up in prison, that we would kill each other. It's all by design. We born targets. It picks me off. Look, they put us in the ghetto, make it hard for us to provide. Right? Every day is a battle, shit, the life we live, survive. School ain't teaching nothing but to hate you and not white folks. So psychologically, they making your brothers your rivals. Babies having babies, can't no baby teach a baby. So the youngins grow up lost, this by design, they make us doubt that anything will change if we remain in this train of thought that make us think the hood is for us because we down low. When a man puts to his limits, yeah, he's dangerous, and we're pushed to our limits every day out here. It hurts a man to know that he got children and a wife life, but the system make it hard for him to get paid out here. And as a man, we're obligated to make a change out here. But the change we make depends on what's in our brain up here. And a lot of us aren't educated on the way to use our brain to make a living in the non-illegal ways out here. And they know that, so they give us drugs to sling out here and take us here, because it ain't safe out here. Don't need these guns. See, they supply, but we're the ones locked up. See, it's a scheme, it's a plan on us, my brother. Wake up. We're born targets, because if you kill the man, the woman will follow. Losing your woman is losing your nation, so they can't see it behind us. So they take away fathers, either put them in prison or kill them for nonsense. But we rarely fight back because we don't believe that we're born targets. Target on your back, 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 target on your back. I'm trying to get you to think that we was born against ropes, and everything is harder than dark if your skin tone. Don't let them make you think the race is fair. That's why you run in the track that they'll take off, because they ain't got no weight to hard. Opportunity. They gon' tell that shit to mom, I'm priming earth to meet you. Cause I'm not a believer, and I'll never believe you. You're an art deceiver. They see me breathing, living good and eating. And bro, they love to see you hopeless on the corner. They like for you to beg them for their quarter. They like to sex out women, and they love that she don't want us. Cause what a woman want with a slave that can't support her and don't know how to love her. They like that you can't take care of your daughter. They like the hell of our babies gotta grow up without fathers. They like that you ain't got shit to your name and can't maintain, put us in prisons for petty charges. Look, we born targets, huh? But let me calm down. I'm just emotional, I'm hurting, fam. But I'll be fine, cause it's our time now. Soon we gonna start doing better, bro. What they talking about? Man, that will be like this forever, man. Fuck they talking about. Look, I'm on a new flow, I'm the new man for the young guys to look up to, trying to teach you to that hood nigga got no juice. Because we need men and we need kings with the backbones of our communities. Either we live smart or die fool. Put a target on your back line.
Peace, family. Yeah, man, we getting ready to get it cracking here in just a second, man. We got some powerful bills coming up, man. I'm gonna let the brothers introduce themselves in just a second, man. We'll finish this last little song, let the people finish building in. It's Aboriginal power, y'all. Black Aboriginal power, man. Feeling all that pseudo shit.
You know. We're tired of us getting judged, you feel me? Everybody want to talk about us in the ghetto, talk about how we living, how we acting, how we thugs, how we niggas, how we ain't never gonna make it, but don't nobody know our story. Let me give it to you for one of my bro guys' perspective. He told me, the girl on the block is the shorty. Young as hell outside with 6 flags for me. Cause we ain't had a chop to ever go there. And Pops was never at the house, yeah, he ain't leave no dough there. And Mom was steady stressing out, she started losing hope there. To the point where I grew up and she had started snorting coke, yeah. I was alone, she had stopped coming home. And when I see her, she tell me to leave her the hell alone. Seeing that shit, it broke me. And she had told me not to join gangs, but that's what I was on. Cause them lonely niggas had my back when I was on my own. Without a dollar to my name, steady rocking the same clothes. Them niggas that had cuffed me, them niggas became my bros. So yeah, I ride for them, and yeah, I die for them. And yeah, I let this meaner spit and try and slide on her. The same way you would kill for your brother. Yeah, because you hate to see him close his fucking eyes on you. And yeah, they talk about us, and yeah, they like to judge us, but they ain't seen the shit, we seen the shit that made us violent. It's kill and be killed, homies, so we out here surviving. Like this the only life I know, I pray my days get right. If you don't know my struggle, don't talk about my struggle. Cause ain't a single soul tried to help me out this jungle. I know the price I gotta pay for choosing to live this life. Shit, I only showed this shit because I saw no other. I saw my brother die right before my eyes. That was my second brother killed. The first when I heard about it, I turned into a hopeless soul, stop being a hopeless body. Saying any nigga can get it, just let any nigga try me. And all I care about is my money and the rest of my niggas. Because I gotta watch my back, my finger rest on my trigger. And I be thinking to myself, what's really for niggas? They gotta grow up in this jungle without shit to begin with. Like it gotta be a better way, Lord. Be a better way to put this food on my plate, Lord. I tried to church shit, but I just couldn't stay, Lord. Cause they judged me and the members broke with the pastor straight, Lord. Feeling like the Muslim route might be my only fucking option. One of my broskies joined that shit, he changed his life and got from out here. But I've been trying to make it out this jungle for the longest. But like I said, this the only life for nigga knowing it. I mean, I listened to him. I mean, I had to feel him because it was so, the shit was so genuine. And it just made me think, like, who really taking the time to see why us as young black men really are the way that we are? Because we wasn't born with this fuck the world mentality. We just trying to cope with a society that's really built against us. Don't know. And talk about us. We seen the shit that made us violent. It's killing me, kill homies, and this the only life I know. I pray my days get brighter. If you don't know my struggle, don't talk about my struggle. Cause ain't a single soul tried to help me out this jungle. I know the price I gotta pay for food and a living life. But I only chose this shit because I saw no other. I mean, that.
Peace, family, man. Bless to everybody out there. Much love, Halito. We're gonna get it started. We got Jaguar in the building. We got Copper Color K in the building. We got Eric in the building. And we got Curtis in the building. Peace, brothers. How y'all doing?
Peace, G.
Peace, bro.
How you doing? Everybody good?
Yeah, man. Everything's good. Life is great, man.
Well, I'm gonna leave it up to y'all, man. I'm gonna let y'all drop flame, man. I know I bit with y'all in the back. Let the people see what's about the album, man. Y'all drop the flame, man. So I'm gonna let y'all do that too, brother.
That's what's up, man. All right, well, first off, let's go ahead and we're gonna all introduce ourselves. As the brother just said, my name, I'm Copper Color K. All right, you can find me on Facebook, K. Sean Kelly. You know what I'm saying? That's my real name. I'm just out here kicking truth and trying to get people to gain this understanding that, you know, the life that we live in right now is is out of pocket. All right, the situation around us is so serious, and there's a sense of urgency that we really need to have as far as our progress and our future in this country that we live in. So, you know, I'm a researcher. You know, I'm an independent researcher. You know, I search for the truth. I use what resonates with me. I use my own common logic, and I come up with my own deductions. I don't follow nobody's path. You know what I'm saying? I'm no follower, man. I'm a leader. And you know, we here to show y'all how we think and, you know what I'm saying, our perspective on what's going on. So once again, I'm Copper Color K. You know what I'm saying? This is the beginning of the copper colored culture. We are all copper colored people. We are here to let everybody know we are separated by culture. We are not separated by race. All right. And so once we understand that the issues that we got going on around us is because of the differences in culture that we have, then we could be able to get in. We'll be able to have a better understanding on how we go ahead and create. With that being said, I'm going to go ahead and pass the mic to my boy Kurt and let him go ahead and introduce himself.
All right. You know, this is Kurt. I'm basically on the same journey that my boy Copper Color K on.
You good, Kurt? You still there, boy?
I think we lost.
Brother, Kurt, you still with us, brother? I be technical difficulties.
Yeah. And I got somebody else that can't get in. I'm trying to get one of my boys in, but the link ain't working for him though.
Okay, just send me put his email in the back check and I'll put him in. I'll send him a direct.
All right, bet, I got you.
But yeah, brother, Eric, what drew you to the information? Believing that you was Aboriginal or solidifying?
Oh yeah, I'm Eric. I can be found at Facebook at Eric Newsom, and I'm an independent researcher, much like my brother Kayshawn, and I use my own logic to come to the conclusion through research, through my family, that I am indigenous and I'm not African, and I'm trying to spread the word and get more people to open their eyes to the fact that we've been here. We were never dropped off. We was always here. That's my goal. That's my mission, to take some of these band-aids down and really fix some of these problems.
Right. And that sounds like that's one of the biggest things that we've been dealing with right now. So where you at, brother? What part of the country are you located at?
I'm located in Columbia, Mississippi.
Okay.
I'm in. I go. It's all right.
Okay.
Yeah, we're good, D.
I'm from Detroit, but I'm down here in AZ right now.
Okay, bro.
Hey, hold on. Before we go any further, hey, Eric, hey, it's a lot of feedback when we talking when your mic, because I think you're on your laptop, so your mic is good and shit. Your shit good than a motherfucker. So when you're not talking, mute your mic so we don't have the feedback. You want to make sure it's coming through clear, bro.
Absolutely. Appreciate that, Kyle. Okay.
Okay.
So yeah, man. Let me ask you though, bro. What? How you? Because you know what I'm saying. We did chop it up or whatever, but I want to try to gain an understanding of, you know what I'm saying, y'all how y'all play over here. What got you? What made you? What solidified your understanding that we was not from Africa? You know what I'm saying, that we are the indigenous people here, and you know this is something that we need to go ahead and run and tell the people. How did you come to that understanding?
Well, I done said it. I done talked about it so much. But I wouldn't mind sharing it with you, brothers. I'm pretty sure we all came from a different school of thought at one point in time. So if I say I came up through the Pan African movement or the Kemetic movement, and what I realized is all my research was still coming back to America, but I was so indoctrinated that just like you see the brothers nowadays, they still making it African. They Africanize. That's what I call blackwashing, right? And to the point it got overwhelming, right? It takes a lot out of you trying to be an African, especially when you're not an African, right? It takes a lot more out of you. You see what I'm saying? You're doing extra. You got to look for extra. You got to connect shit they don't even supposed to connect. So and that's exactly what it was, man. And then, you know, going back talking to my grandmama and my great grandmother, my great uncle, and then doing my own genealogy and then doing further research on solidify who I am. You know what I mean? So that's pretty much
so that make it real simple right there, man. And my main thing is, you know what I'm saying, and we just gonna start it off here because there's, you know, obviously there's no specific topic that we on. So this is you know, something just to parlay off of what you were saying right now. The big issue that we have is most people don't have these family connections. You know what I'm saying? Like most people aren't in two-family homes that are able to, two-parent homes that are able to at the same, and mute your mic, Eric, that are able to go back and find grandma and great grandma and then get some information from them. This is a big handicap that we at right here, because we know, you know, when it comes to the black family, we ain't even about staying together. You know what I'm saying? As soon as you turn 18, you got to get out the house and you gone. You disconnected.
Hold on, brother. I don't mean to cut you off, brother. Hey, Eric, you mind mute your mic for me one time, brother.
I'm trying to mute it.
Hey, you don't got the toolbox in the back where you can mute them, bro?
Yeah, but if I mute him, he ain't gonna be able to come off. I don't know how to unmute him.
Oh, he
got it. Right. It wouldn't be good because I can't get him off once I.
All right, that's what's up.
But yeah, but go ahead, brother. I'm gonna cut you off. I apologize. Keep it building.
Yeah. No. So yeah, just you know, like just
you say you don't touch. You know, y'all jump around like we do. We touching on various topics and situations when it comes to the Aboriginal teachings and stuff. So you can just go in with whatever, man. Just drop whatever, man.
Yeah, we'll go in, you know what I'm saying, watching the chat. We'll see what happens. We'll see wherever the conversation goes, you know what I'm saying, and we'll just keep
matter of fact, if there's any questions in the chat, feel free. We got the brothers on the panel. Anything y'all want them to drop, anything y'all want to talk about, let's get it, man. Questions and answers. You know what I'm saying? Q&A.
But yeah, y'all brothers been going in on well, matter of fact, let me just keep going. So understanding the family dynamic, understanding that we had a handicap. You know what I'm saying? A big issue is we don't have the ability to research our genealogy. So somebody telling us where we're from is a common thing. You know what I'm saying? We come from people telling us who we are. We expected these people to be trustworthy, and we trust their word. You know what I'm saying? So we feel like, all right, they tell us they from Africa. They tell us they got these DNA tests. They tell us, you know what I'm saying, that they doing they have all of this proof that proves that everybody is out of Africa, and who are we to go against them? But you gotta, I find it hard to believe that, you know, you would discount your family rumors, you would discount the family talks when they say that we don't know nothing about Africa. We ain't never been no slaves. This one had Indian in their blood. That one had Indian in their blood. You know what I'm saying? Like we don't trust them because the machine that's against us, and we don't have our own family to go back to because we're so broken down. So we have to establish.
Matter of fact, I got a question for the chat. Me to cut you off, but it kind of goes into what you're talking about. The brother Dion asked, "Can we discuss the domestic trade, slave trade?"
Definitely, man. We could definitely discuss the slave trade. All right. So the first thing we gotta be real about with the slave trade is the numbers. G, the numbers is absolutely wrong. Now, I'm pretty sure, I don't know if you know, but slavetrade.org is where they quoting their numbers from. This they source. They put it in their Dagger Squad actually put it in their presentation, and they reading off from it. I actually had a conversation on Facebook with what's the boy named Garfield, and I asked him specifically how many came from Africa or whatever. He overshot me, you know what I'm saying? He played me with a number. I think he said 400,000. And I asked him, all right, well, I mean, how many people were brought to America, you know what I'm saying, during the whole time of the slave trade? He said 400,000. All right, so now let's just stop right there and understand that we get this slave trade conversation. 12.5 million is the number that everybody know. All right, this is the common number that's floating around in everybody's head. So the average person that's hearing this, is going to immediately think, or that talks about slavery, or that gets told about slavery, and they have a rebuttal. When these people hear this shit, they immediately think, but they brought 12 million people over here. As the Black Power community talking, they like, yeah, they brought 12 million people over here, and all of this 12 million shit. But you're not understanding that the 12 million is the total number of bodies moved during the entire slave trade. All right, so this is, and with that being said, saying that this is the total number of bodies moved, all of these people are not going to the same place. They all did not come to America. All right. So this is the next thing we have to understand. So we got 12 million people reportedly. All right. This is a reported number. I'm going to tell you right now, I don't believe their numbers. All right. But if we're going to go with their numbers, if we're going to use their scale, then we're just going to calibrate it. We're going to check it out. Hey, mute your mic, sister. The vet, you can hear me?
Yeah, I'm looking for it now, brother.
Okay, no problem. All right. That's the Queen Levette. She with us. But yeah, like I was saying, so if we're gonna use their scale, then we gotta calibrate it. We gotta check it out and verify that it's doing what it's supposed to do. So they tell us 12 million, then we come to find out, all right, when you ask one of the scholars, when you ask the main niggas from over there, they gonna tell you 400,000. But 400,000 is wrong too. It's more like 350.
I mean, yeah, you're right. Well, we pretty much, the people that watch this and just tune in pretty much know that the numbers has been dramatically dropped down from 12 million to roughly about 350,000. But I believe the question was more directed about the domestic slave trade, which meaning here, the Indians enslaving other Indians, or pretendly Indians been took to Europe or whatever. So,
okay, so for me, when it comes to domestic slave trade, I look at it like this. The way of the world, slavery was the way of the world, all right? And not slavery as we know it, as we talk about root slavery, but, you know what I'm saying, indentured servitude. So, if you have a beef with another tribe next to you, or a different group of people, and you know what I'm saying, you trip them up and you take slaves, you take the booty. It's called taking the booty. So, you know what I'm saying, whatever you won over the course of the war that you fought, that type of slavery, I'm not, I see that as just, that's just business. That was just the business of the world, and I don't try to tie that into. Although I do understand if there was any type of international slavery, they will tie the two together to make the story more believable. But I don't even look at them two the same thing. You know what I'm saying? I don't see the stories. I don't have the info telling me that domestic slavery was the same as what we know the international slave trade was supposed to be.
Well, do you got any information on the domestic slave trade?
No, I got nothing for you, G.
Okay. There was a question from the brother Dion, I believe. Any more questions from anybody? Yeah.
He said he's talking about crack. He's talking about taking black people from South America and bringing them to America, calling them African. That's That's exactly what I'm talking about. This happened during the international slave trade. G. A lot of people came from these stops that they were making. They will start in South America, take people from there, go to Africa, drop some off, pick some more up, and then come back to North America, and they were all classified as African now.
Yeah, that's blackbirding.
This, you know what I'm saying? So the one is used to help build up the other. So it's, you know, shipping people from specifically Brazil is one of the most well-known places where people were taken to and taken from. But them numbers don't make us African. Them numbers don't make us African, and that's just, you know what I'm saying, a way for them to help mix up the pot and further confuse people on who they are and where people come from. You know what I'm saying? Because once they leave, let's say from South America and shoot to Africa and then come back to North America, how can you determine if they tell you, yeah, these are all good, you know, Ethiopians, these are all good, you know what I'm saying, West Africans or whatever the case may be, you can't tell the difference. We ain't doing blood tests. You know what I'm saying? So you just take whatever you got. So, you know, if a motherfucker expecting a breed come from Africa, and you could just go ahead and water it down with a couple from South America and say, yeah, they all came from there, then that's good business for you. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I just feel like it's, you know, these people trying to get over on those people by mixing up the people and taking people from anywhere and just throwing them all in a bunch. But that's just my personal opinion. I ain't no historian on domestic slave trade, but you know, for me, it just looked like it's just used to being propped up. I mean, it's used to prop up the story of international slave trade, if anything.
Right.
Now, what's going on? Booby Brutus said, with all this information that we now have, where do we go from here, and how do we get back to what is rightfully ours? Now, that's me. I'm about the forward movement. You know what I'm saying? The forward progress and the forward planning. We know where we at, and we know they played us. All right. The general story is, yo, they shitted on us and they stole our land. Now, you know what I'm saying? We can go and we can put together all the pieces, and we can try to do the archaeology and, you know, dig up all the bones and go over the ruins and all of that. Hey, Kurt, I'm getting a little feedback from you, bro. We can go over all of that, but at the end of the day, we have to figure out. We know at the end of the day, we're gonna have to figure out something to do for the future. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we about strongly. You know what I'm saying? We get the gist of the story, and we make sure that we can explain it to those who don't know. But if we at a point where the people know the history and the people know what's going on, then cool. It's definitely time to make plans for the future. You know what I'm saying? So that's when we get to talking about finances, credit, land, and actually moving around. You know what I'm saying? But you know, it starts with, you know, Boogie, when you said Booby, you was like, what do we do now? Bro, you got to find people who think like you. And you got to, you know what I'm saying, holler at them and see them if y'all can move someplace close so y'all can actually help one another out in your daily life, G. You know what I'm saying? We definitely, you know, the daily life is where we're going to actually see the change. Because, you know, we can go over the info and we're going to be right, and we know we right. And we just digging even further to find out how much more right we are. You know what I'm saying? That's cool. That's cool for the history, especially if we create a curriculum for children. You know what I'm saying? Then that's exactly what we need to do. And we need to have a more organized effort to do that. But outside of that, you know what I'm saying? Forward movement is finding the people who understand and then getting them close to you, bro. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, like the boy Dion said, you know, we need an expert on this subject. You know what I mean? And I'm with that because I would like to know more about it because, you know, we know reclassification was something big. So, but we really don't know how far that went. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of this shit is not it wasn't written down. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna have to talk to some historians, talk to some people who actually know, and get a little more info about that. But I don't got nothing. If you got the answer, Ab, you know what I'm saying, go ahead and enlighten us because I would like to know. You know what I'm saying? But it's all good though. It's, you know, it's up to you.
Yeah, man. I could definitely go in on that, bro. But who else we got in here?
Levette came in, Dev came in, but he dropped out. I don't know if he got stuck. But
peace, Curtis. What's going on, brother? You got something you want to drop?
I would like to say I was thinking about what everybody was talking about a little bit ago, and I would liken the domestic slave trade maybe to today where debt is holding everybody down. and the fact that now you have to work somewhere to pay off debt. I think that whole scenario that we're going through right now can be the same thing as indentured or domestic slavery back in the days, which is different from the whole transatlantic slave hoax that's being postulated in United States schools today.
Right. Absolutely.
So they not really the same, but they trying to, run with it because people don't really know the difference between the two. They pushed this Harriet Tubman and Martin Luther King for a month every year. And but when you really dig into it, you find all the, all the problems and conundrums that come with it.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, they push a lot of stuff, right? I mean, not necessarily the Martin Luther King, but they do push a lot of slave narratives that we really don't have no actual fact on, that kind of get you stuck into this slave mentality or this out of Africa theory, which these stories of slave narratives that kind of get you emotionally connected to the story, which kind of ties you to, being connected with these type of people when it's all made up. Because most people come to realize that they was African or African American through some form of indoctrination, whether it was school or Alex Haley movie Roots or whatnot. So we got to understand what is real and what is not real, what is true and what is not true. So the time when we able to get the information that we know is out there, that which is actual truth, and be able to organize it and implement it in a way where it's easy for people to digest, then we can start to take place. And of course, unity is going to have to stop taking place. Simple bickering and complaining and ego and stuff is going to have to be cut out. But I'm not expecting for everybody to be all the way unified, because there's never been a time in the history of mankind where all melanated people was unified. So don't wait on that, right? Just work with the people that's ready to work now, that's ready to build now. You can start from there and hope that your actions later on affect somebody else to do the same thing. So that's pretty much what I got to say about that. You know what I mean? And of course, we're gonna have to get into. It's not just one way that we're gonna have to change this thing around. We've been attacked by so many levels. I don't even know how many times I got to say it. We've been attacked by these clowns by so many levels. So we're gonna have to learn how to go back in the same levels. Not just gonna be one angle, it's gonna be several angles. We're gonna have to hit them with the curriculum and the education. We're gonna have to take back our agriculture. We're gonna have to take back our sciences. And this is what we're gonna have to do, because it's encoded in our DNA. We don't take pride in nothing no more. So once we start taking pride in everything we do, then it will start to generate a type of economic income. When you take pride in things, people want to buy shit that you take pride in. You see what I'm saying? They want what you want. You see what I'm saying? If you want it, I want that too. That's how it go. So, you want to build on that, Jaguar?
Yeah, man. Y'all hitting it right on the head, man. Ending it with, of course, unity after the end of it all. But as far as the domestic slave trade or whatever, we know, some people were. I mean, all that really just depends on the time frame also. So that's why a lot of things about the slave theory or slavery period, you have to be a little discreet at what time you want to know when certain things happen, because, of course, before the so-called Europeans or whatever, we did capture, people who committed crimes or who did things wrong. And yeah, they were, probably treated as what a so-called slave is. So it just depends. It just depends on, what actually time and situation. Now, as far as the slave trade that we all know of, we know that's, we got to just stick with the guns. You know what I'm saying? They was shipping people from our lands to different parts of our lands, mostly. Right. And yeah, we found out that they shipped a lot of our people away from the lands. So not only that, the people that came in as they was doing their dirty work. So yeah, that can add up to be 12 million, like y'all was saying. But as far as actually, you know, the African title or whatever, we know how that goes. But right now, like y'all say, it's about unity and about connecting together, because as far as us, you know, none of us has committed any crimes on each other, and none of us has disrespected each other. So as we build and grow and learn more about the history and you know, channel this information in, we'll get to the bottom of it. But of course, right now, let's unify.
Right.
Right. I agree 100% with the brother, man. You know what I'm saying? That's why I be wondering, you know, not wondering, but I just, you know, I'm trying to get people to understand, you know, what's the forward movement, you know, because it's like the urgency. I don't know, man. I feel the urgency is off the meter right now, and I don't understand why we, you know, the planning phase hasn't occurred and nobody's a group. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I ain't no judging nobody's character, but I'm just like, Jay, we know the problem, we know the solution, and everybody already know it ain't but one way out, ain't but one way to be the bully. You know what I mean? So if we planning on, you know, if this is to find a way to reach the people, then I feel like, as far as the unity goes, we have to we got to unify on the back end and tighten up our arguments. You know what I'm saying? I feel like we need to work together on these, because it becomes so broad. Just like even now, you know what I'm saying? Most of these conversations, they be all over the place because there's so much to say, and we so far behind and we know it. So, you know what I'm saying? We get like diarrhea to the mouth and we just want to dump info, and it's cool. But, you know, the presentation, I feel like the presentation might take a hit because, you know, it's hard when things are coming at you and you're trying to research them while they're coming at you, and then you get lost in trying to verify who's right and cross-checking, and you know what I'm saying, a lot of this should be done directly from us in a place where it could be collectively organized so people can go back to it. You know what I'm saying? We need a place, like, there's so many pages that's already made. You know what I'm saying? And they all random, and it's like they all end up turning into debate pages, but there's never a group where it's just like everybody in the group is understanding and has the same plan. You know what I'm saying? It's when we kick the info, it goes out to the random cesspool of the internet. Everybody come in and say what they want to say. You know what I'm saying? Every time somebody make a response video, they want to run back and tell. And you know what I'm saying? It takes away from the motive from us doing this. The whole reason we doing this is so we can get people to understand it's time to bust a move. So I feel like, you know, if we want to talk unity, then we need to talk about finding one. Somebody in the chat was like, we need to all come together under one tribe. You know what I'm saying? And I kind of understand what he's saying. But I would say, you know what I'm saying, not necessarily come together under one tribe, but just establish the culture properly and establish how we move when we're talking to outsiders, you know what I'm saying, and then how we going to present our information to the lost ones, you know what I'm saying? So when it comes to the unity, I think the first step is the unity between us, you know what I'm saying, and making sure that when we step out, people know who we are. We know who we are. We can recognize one of us. We know the protocol. We know how, you know, we can go out and talk to people because we've connected enough and we've talked about it enough to everybody's on point. You know what I'm saying? There's no room for error. So, you know, that's what I feel like the next best move for us is to find a way to set some time aside for us to critique us. You know what I'm saying? We got to cure us. We got to get us in one accord. You know what I'm saying? We got to get us to where, because we rocking and we kicking info, but we don't really know one another. You know what I'm saying? We don't really get it in like that offline. We most of us never see one another because we so far spread out. So these little conversations need to be some serious conversations between us, some roundtable talks, figuring out what our plan is for the future. You know what I'm saying? So if we talk in unity, I think it happens offline. It happens more so in private conversations. And then we come back out and we display our unity through our work and the way that we handle our business.
That's right, bro. You said it right. And like you say, as far as, like you say, a tribe, that should be, and this is why, like you say, this is why we got to get together and discuss things, because a lot of things that we want to discuss, it's better for us to do it on a personal level than to sit up here and be doing it on YouTube. Now, one thing, like you just said, as a tribe, that's for your family, personal opinions. You know what I'm saying? That's for your immediate family. But when we all out and as one, we gotta look like a true pure nation. You know what I'm saying? No matter what belief,
like
what choose.
the same culture. You know what I'm saying?
That's right. That's what I'm saying. It's gotta look. Whether you can be mad at the next man beside you, but when we standing for our land and we know that we all got the same goal, it shouldn't be no problems, man. So you said it right, bro. I just wanted to advocate you on that.
For sure. So you know what I'm saying? Let me ask this, and this kind of random, and this might shake shit up a little bit, but I just want to know, and Kurt, you might want to I might let Kurt go in on this a little better than a little farther than I am, but let me say this, all right? What do you guys think about the term Aboriginal? I mean, not Aboriginal, but Aboriginal and Indigenous, and the prefixes that change the meaning that we know it to something negative. Do you guys know anything about what I'm talking about right now?
Yeah, it's two forms of Aboriginal. You got original with the dash in between the ab and the original, and then you got the whole formulated word Aboriginal, which means inhabitants of the land. That's from dictionary back in the 1800s. As far as the original, that's basically saying that it's non-original from the suffix, from the prefix of ab, which is correct considering, what they want it to display.
Right.
But from the term and even from the name America, the noun America, it has the term Aboriginal in it in the same time frame as the word Aboriginal. So, and it means copper-colored people, inhabitants of the land. So it's just one of those things where you still got a Tanchan, which means those who grow from the soil. Indigenous can really be applied to a tree, an animal, or any plant life. That's why you have to be more specific than just indigenous. So
right, that's the whole reason for me saying that.
Yeah. So Aboriginal is more of a massive term in our people's eyes that makes sense to relate to the land as far as what type of people and what color we actually are. And then you got now, a Tanchan, which is becoming more popular, which means those who grow from the soil. So it just, that's just one of them things. Like I say, it's just, it's really your opinion, either way, as long as you know how you really want to define it, man, it's up to you.
Does anybody else use the 1828 dictionary?
Yeah, absolutely, we do. We actually go in on that a lot, going into the definition of what American means.
Okay, so the same dictionary that we use for most of our terms, the term for people is the vulgar, the mass of illiterate persons, and then there's also one in there that says basically calling them animals. So when we speak in Aboriginal, the two meanings, the one without the dash and the one with it, it's easy to differentiate when we literate and can read it on paper. But if the verbal agreement of an illiterate person is explained to them verbally first, then you can get them to use or agree to misnomers. As far as contracting and things of that nature, and when legalese and different definitions come into play as far as context. I think that was Kayshawn's main point of contention, asking, do y'all agree with freely throwing around indigenous and Aboriginal in discourse?
Well, like I say, that's, those are terms that are pretty much solid and are in, literature, articles, let alone, like I say, you can still look up the term today as, Aboriginal all together, and it does say the same thing. But if you say somebody put it down ab dash original on their affidavit or something, now okay, yeah, if they're not corrected on that, then yeah, they got a problem. So this is why we do need to discuss these things and make sure we get to the bottom of it, because it does matter if you are trying to use these words in law. So the main thing, we know not to use black, we know not to use African American. So even if you just chose to use American and say you in court and you can prove that this term did apply to your people, but now it's used for their people, then if you got more claims to show the hijack, then maybe they'll let you have your way with that. But it just depends on how you use your terminology and how you define the word as you use it. You know what I'm saying? And that's what people really have to be conscious of, because that's the degree of communicating, because it's all legalese. And when you get to talking to these words, you making them lawful. So it goes above legalese. So if you know how to define it, and you know what word you actually mean, you know how to point it in that direction, you'll be good from my view, from my understanding, because I haven't seen anybody use ab dash original, on any form of paperwork or whatever. So.
Hey, well, I just wanted to see, what y'all thoughts on that was, and if y'all was, had any plan for the future as far as the proper term or label. I know somebody in the chat said we need to be recognized internationally, and that's the reason. That's basically the reason for asking that question, because if you plan to set yourself apart as a nation, we definitely gonna need to decide if we're going to continue to use their terminology or ours, and plan for that in our future movements. Because right now, of course, there really ain't no need for it, but it needs to be on the table, because it has to be addressed. It has to be addressed. And as far as being recognized internationally, we got to be recognized locally somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, there has to be one piece of land somewhere, one city where we got some people set up at, and we know when we go there, our people holding it down there. So it begins in one central location, and we can build up from there. We know we started something new. We know this is completely brand new, and ain't nobody on this level right now. So with that being said, we got to be realistic about where we at, and our abilities, with the way the world moving around us, and then address the objectives as they come. Ab Leo said he wouldn't use the term nation. Yeah, I ain't got no problem with that, man. You know what I'm saying? Because when you get to that point, you get your weight up in the world, you can call yourself whatever you want to call yourself. You know what I'm saying? We all got the right to self-identify by the rules we currently under. You know what I'm saying? So shit, we can call ourselves whatever we want to. You just got to be able to stand on it and not let nobody else oppose another label on you. Regardless. We see what's happening to the Native Americans right now. Them niggas pushed off in a small corner. They in a fence out here. G. Like, right. Come on, what type of freedom is that, man? What type of freedom is that? That ain't what I'm looking for. I ain't trying to get connected to them so I can go and live in the desert fence. Nah, B, that ain't what it's about, man. I'm just trying to make sure people understand that we understand. We know this shit ours, and we on the way coming looking for our shit. You know what I'm saying? Looking into your family genealogy is important. Literally, just this morning, I found out my great-great-grandmother's name. I was told yesterday that, actually, I think it was day before yesterday, I found out that my great-grandmother was full-blooded Cherokee Indian. Just found the pictures and all that of her. And, you know what I'm saying? Well, that's my personal story, but I'm just saying, it was a dope moment for me, seeing pictures of people that I never knew, you know what I'm saying? Great-great-grandmothers, you know what I'm saying? So, just getting into that genealogy, finding out who you are, knowing who you are for yourself, because walking up in the court to tell somebody who still might lock you up anyway, you know what I'm saying? That's cool if you want to have that argument, but I think it's better if we don't have to have the argument. If they just already know, man, listen, we, when we approach them, we got to deal with them a certain way, because, they coming at us differently. You feel me? So that's really the point of all of this, to get ourselves to the point where the outside influence, you know what I'm saying? The motherfucking slave patrol, you know, don't have power over us. You know what I mean? That's the main thing. I'm trying to find some sort of way to change the daily lives of the people closest to me. You understand what I'm saying? A woman in my tribe ain't finna get beat up by no cops and there's no response. You can have that. You can get that off your fucking mind. If she with us, you touch one of ours, we touching one of yours, and it's just gonna be understood across the board. That's the way it's gonna be. You understand what I'm saying? So, you know, we have to start somewhere with a small group, and, you know, put ourselves in position to build towards the nation and calling ourselves whatever we want to. My man said, take back the title American. I'm with that. I ain't got no problem with that. We here, this America. I'm cool with that. You know what I mean? I don't got no fucking problem with that. But, you know, it's just we got undesirables. G is calling what they called us, man. We got undesirables, you know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers out here making it hard unnecessarily. They can't find a way to be harmonious with the people around them. You know what I'm saying? You can't live and let live. So shit, man, you got to get your ass the fuck on. And until we able to push the bully out the way, we got to go over here in the corner. We're going to do some push-ups. We're going to do some crunches. We're going to lift some weights. You know what I'm saying? We're going to get right to come back and see them where we got our weight up. So, you know what I'm saying? I feel like now is the time where we need to be getting our weight up. We need to be getting our people who get it, or the people who get it, we need to know them all. We need to have one central location where we conversate that's offline. You know what I'm saying? Where we put all our problems and woes, you know, in front of everybody so we can figure out how we can put ourselves in line with each other to hold one another up so that we stronger, so that we can move forward and, you know what I'm saying, attack these problems sensibly and logically. You know what I'm saying? We're going to need to finance these things. If we can't, you know, put a plan out in front of people and get them to realize that we're serious about, you know what I'm saying, making moves, we damn sure ain't going to get people to, you know what I'm saying, go to war. Like, we can't even get people to get a little bit more money so they can put a little more food. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, before we think war, we got to think housing and food and protection for the people around us. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I feel like the whole point of being an indigenous person is. You connected to the land and you don't need nobody else to come and give you food, to come and give you water, to come and make you not sick when you're sick, to heal you, hit you with the herbs and all that. You don't need that. You know what I'm saying? This is the sovereign mind. We can do it ourselves. We can plant, we can grow, we can filter water, we can hunt, we can do whatever we need to do, and we don't need an outside influence. So, you know what I'm saying? That's the culture. Understanding that, you know, I can do it myself. Not I need someone over me and ask them, you know, what's best for me, and they decide with another group of motherfuckers, and then I might end up losing in the end. Nah, man, that's not what it's about. So for me, you know what I'm saying, the term American, you know, the copper colored culture, this whole movement that we got going on, it's all about us being able to find somewhere and put ourselves in a proverbial Eden. You know what I'm saying? We're trying to get somewhere where we could chill and our kids could live and everybody's comfortable around us, man. You know what I'm saying? This is my main goal, trying to figure out a way to establish the future. You know, the past is done. You know what I'm saying? And we can't get all of that shit back. So, you know, we take whatever we can, but focusing on the future is where the real shit is at.
Right, and I totally agree.
That's dope, bro. That's dope. My bad, bro. I didn't mean to cut you in, brother.
No, go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah. Appreciate y'all letting me on the panel again, man, with y'all brothers, man. I was on here yesterday with a new, and he was trying to help me out, figure out what tribe I was. So I had did some more research. I've been doing more research ever since I got off of there, and I've been talking to my father and my auntie, and I got told, like I was telling them, my father on my father's side, he was saying that his pops was Blackfoot. He didn't really know too much about his mother, but his mother last name was Ward. And then I was looking on my mother's side so I can figure out her father and her mother. You feel what I'm saying? But yeah, man, this is very interesting, bro. I'm all in, bro. And we definitely need to get together, man, and try to figure out where we're gonna get us some land at and things of this nature, man. I'm just here. I'm in it all right now, bro. Ever since I've been on here with you brothers, man, I've been looking up my lineage, man, and this is the greatest thing that is popping right now, bro. For real, man. Y'all brothers is on something serious, man. For real.
And we appreciate that, man. We just want you to soak the information in, however it is for you to digest and try to feed it to your people, man, because they need it just as well. Yeah, man, that's the way I feel about it. Peace,
Yeah,
brother.
I wanted to add because I know bro was saying that we needed a platform that we can go. We ain't have to be live. Like a lot of this information, we don't want to have all our cards on the table live. You feel what I'm saying? So like last time I told him, I was telling you about the Discord where you can have your own library and things of this nature where we can look up. Man, I really want y'all brothers just to step in on the Discord because once y'all see how the platform it operates, you feel me? It's a lot of ways that we can benefit off of it. We don't have to be live. And we can all be back there conversating. Everybody on the channel can be back there and have access to talk and speak. And we don't have to be live and putting all our information on the live feed. You feel me? Like our names and things of that nature, where we can really build with each other and try to get this thing popping, man. Because we don't want to have all our cards on the table live. You feel what I'm saying? So yeah, I just wanted to add that into you, brothers.
Hey, you absolutely right, G, because it's a whole lot of things that need to be said that we sense. I know me. I know me for sure. It's some things that I want to say that I don't even touch them topics, G, because you know what I'm saying, I don't need that type of static. You know what I mean? So but it needs to be talked about. We need to establish that point, that meeting space, G. Somebody in the chat said the tribal council. Yeah, man, we gotta have that spot where we all go, where everybody know what's up and we can kick our shit unfiltered. You know what I'm saying?
All right, so, I got a question for the panel, right? I'm gonna give y'all what's one thing that we can conservatively do to make an impact on the opposition or the people that's holding us down. What's one thing that we can do kind of
free energy?
Who said
that? Definitely agree with that. Free energy, and I think a major boycott to let them know that we have power. We have to take the power away from them. If it ain't but for a week, you feel me? If we challenge the people, the powers that be, what they controlling us with is this paper money. Not only not just paper money, but paper period, because they got us in contracts and they operating us with this with this currency. They're utilizing our energy in our neighborhoods and out of our people to obtain this fake ass currency, this fiat that's not worth nothing. And we working ourselves to death for something that is absolutely worth nothing. So we have to start utilizing promissory notes and things of this nature to go buy materials to build, to buy food and things of this nature. And if they don't accept them, make them put this shit back. Let's go viral and make them know that we coming for their ass, man. I suggest that.
Yeah. Hey, I just wanted to finish my statement though. Like when I say free energy, that's right. Yeah, free energy, like I said, that's something that can affect us.
The African American
people. You can't.
Halito, we are Aborigine.
That's whose site that is. I'm just telling you, that's whose site that is.
Hey, Ab, mute your mic, Ab.
Yeah, they can't bomb us. Like, once we start letting people know and other tribes know how we demonstrate, like this ain't no we want your money, we ain't no type, we not trying to get over on you, we really trying to do something. Once that's establishing the people and we showing them how we operate, listen, man, energy been free for 200 years, Congress making billions off that. Move around with that shit and all types of little shit like that. Then people will wake up. You're going to affect more people to bring them in to be willing to build top. Because right now, even if you had, let's say, 1 million motherfuckers, all the government got to do is say 3 food stamps or some other shit. We're going to lose half the time. You know what I'm saying? So you got to be prepared to bring people in for the long stay. Like, hold on, man. We making a difference. We rearranging these history. We putting people on stuff that's going to change the whole fraction of oppression that's happening right now. Not just on one institute. That's why I said something as small as free energy to wake people up and have them looking our way like, man, hold on, two brothers on something different. They're not trying to take from the tribe. They building the tribe. That'll wake people up. That's my opinion, though. I'm sure on the boycott and all that, but I think we got to kind of build people up to that because people easily drift off. Like, once them numbers come out, though, at the end of the day, when the police come and they say everybody got to go home and they start talking about it's curfew and all, so everybody changes their mind, bro. So we need something that's going to keep people interested in to understand that when it gets rough and when it go down, we are not stopping. This is something y'all can't stop. Y'all been getting away with too long. So it's so shit that we going to have to change. You know what I'm saying? So, like, demand that. We ain't come to ask them to make it. Like, everybody around us has to be ready to make that change. So working towards Tesla coils and information that will build stuff in little communities that have that with free energy where you don't gotta pay. Like little shit like that. Everybody wanna live modern. You know, like I'm saying, let's go back to the jungle and shit. When you pay for that lifestyle, you gotta be ready to work on that, come in there, install it as a community. You know what I'm saying? We need a home base, bro. That's what they always say. And I'm 100% like be a home on that. Like if we need somewhere we can do it, and we can listen, this is how we live. We can be there. We gotta show people. We gotta be the message we bring.
I feel you, bro. And you're right to a degree. You know what I'm saying? But you know, we always got to be logical, G. You know what I'm saying? As far as the free energy goes, you know, we can get us some. You know what I'm saying? There's a few survivalists out there that's playing around with the electricity. Hey, mute your mic, Eric. There's a few survivalists out there playing around with the electricity and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? And we get a few people, but you know, for me, I don't want to put the cart in front of the horse. You know what I mean? We gotta take step one first. You know, and to talk about going up against the system, it's a big ass system, G. You know what I'm saying? It's a big ass system, and motherfuckers done tried that shit. We went the boycott lane too. We went the whole boycott lane. That shit is a waste of time, all right? And we know it, and we done seen it a few times. You know what I'm saying? You know, if you ask me, what's the best thing we can do as far as, you know, striking a blow for the winning side? Find ourselves someplace where we safe for a little while, where we could focus, B. You know what I'm saying? Our strategy is terrible right now because we got this angry thing going on where we just want to jump up and do something. But who jumping? What group of people is moving at the same time with you? Nobody. We don't have that. So the best way to strike a blow is to put yourself in position, get your stance right first. You got to get your stance right, G. You know what I'm saying? You got to get your footwork right. You got to get your hands and your head movement right. We not right. We not ready for this war we say we want. Now, the separation part, I'm with that to a degree because we going to need them for some of the resources and some of the information that we don't have in order to, you know what I'm saying, set ourselves up to where we don't need them no more.
Yeah, man, that's why I say, man, it get deep. You know, that's why, you know, this is for the unification that we speak on. So, you know, our people can really build on exactly what we discussing right now with each other, you know, more collectively, and, you know, getting on the same page about these things, you know, just like, you know, identifying ourselves and everything. That's something we got to really come up with as a people together. Everything that we establish is gonna have to be done together. These classes, our judicial system, or our school systems, you know, our medical system, or you know, which would be mostly natural, herbal, and all that. You know, so that's for us to get together on, man. Yeah. So anybody else want to build?
Yeah, man. Y'all brothers go ahead and drop it. Daryl, go ahead, brother.
Well, me personally, I believe one thing we need to do is reach out to this youth a little bit better than what we've been doing, because that's where a lot of the change is going to come. Because a lot of people in my generation, their minds are made up. They're not trying to hear nothing. And it's the youth that are out there running wild because they have no true leadership, nobody teaching them nothing. And if we can get our youth, get our soldiers right, then we can get ourselves ready to fight. No war is won without soldiers. We got to get our soldiers right.
I agree. I definitely agree. And it's going to take for us to have to, if you want to take somebody away from a foundation that they already feel comfortable in without you even having a foundation for them to even lean on, then it's going to be hard to even get people to follow what you got going. You got to have a foundation already in place, and it's up for us to do the work. We can't be waiting on nobody else to do it. It's up to us to start the foundation. If you want it, you should be able to know what you want and be able to contribute that to building a foundation. You know what I'm saying? Because other than that, ain't nobody else going to be able to come across to it. Ain't nobody going to leave from where they happy and comfortable with and what they've been comfortable and happy with to come somewhere that they ain't even for sure about, right?
That's a fact.
That's right. That's right.
So once we start establishing shit like that, then we can truly start the work. Then we can cut ourselves off from the so-called oppressor. You see what I'm saying? We ain't gotta have our hand out. We can amputate this hand to save the body. You see what I'm saying? We got to amputate ourselves from the system to create our own social economic pathway. And by you simply not shopping with certain folks except your people, that automatically amputates your hand from that begging arm to you having your own. So sometimes you got to cut the hand off when it's infected, man. And the hand that's reaching out is the hand that got gangrene. So it's a hard choice. It's going to start in your mind before you even able to get it to the process of manifesting in a physical manner. So we got to get our minds right. And then once we get our mind right, we can start acting on it. Then you start acting on it, you got your family right, and her family, then friends, and then it spreads from there. Excuse me. So we got to understand what we're dealing with, man. We're dealing with a system and a group of people that just, they call this place the New World. That's something that we got to get understood. And it is because we was one of the last people to be colonized. These people that went through colonizing everybody else before they had made it here. We are not dealing with some just random people. We dealing with a master colonizer, right? That's been doing this since they came up in the time, right? So we're not dealing with no people that is new to this. They got it down to a plan, and they trying to stop our spiritual journey right now. So we are a spiritual people. We are a people of rhythm, and right now our vibration and our rhythm is not on. So once we get that back on point, we can truly start to operate. And people say, how we get our vibration right? Well, it's a couple steps you take, right? You get yourself right. First thing, you can start eating healthy. What you take into your body only gonna be a reflection of how you act. So if you're taking in beautiful life that's sustained with the correct shit that you need, and you're gonna do the correct shit that you need to do. You're gonna start feeling the way you need to feel. So once you go back to the earth, go back to the natural, the organic way of eating, you're gonna get an organic response and an organic way to build in a social economic pathway. So that's the way I think about that, man. So I'm gonna let y'all brothers build on that.
Well, I see. I agree with you, bro. You know what I'm saying? You're right, and that be the thing. You know what I'm saying? We pretty much all we know where we at, and we know where we trying to go. And to get people to understand we serious, we have to make our move. You know what I'm saying? We can't wait till everybody agree. Everybody ain't gonna fucking agree. But if we can, for example, take a few people and change their living situation. If we can, you know what I'm saying? Literally it's just as simple as purchasing some land and then moving there. You know what I'm saying? Like I for me, it's just that simple. You know what I'm saying? Is it more complex than that? Is it more complex than that?
No, it really ain't. And another thing is, I think we kind of scared of making that first step. You know what I'm saying? The first step usually is the hard step. And we just rallying up to prepping ourselves and hyping ourselves to try to make this first step. And that's something that we need to go ahead and get in the motion of. Once you get in the motion, you stay in the motion. You see what I'm saying? One thing leads to another. So we got to just learn how to keep implementing what we need to do as people. You see what I'm saying? So it's a lot of different ways that we're gonna have to start implementing it, man. So if y'all do different things, man, like the brother Huey P right here, I'm gonna pull him up on the screen. He right here painting. So if any of y'all got a trade, you know what I'm saying, let's try to share it with one another to show, you know what I mean, so they can have tips like the brother Copper K was building to us in the back. We should give tips to our brothers on how to make money in a situation. Even though you might not be able to give them much, but at least a tip could go a long way, or a suggestion on how to do something, or teaching somebody how to trade, because so they can be able to provide for their family. That's one way you can provide for your family. You see what I'm saying? So stuff like that is the way you need to that we can start networking right now. Instantly, immediately, right now. We ain't got to wait. Like right now, I'm a carpenter. So anything that got to do with carpentry, you know, I'm down with it. I can do anything. You know what I'm saying? So we can get into that. If anybody needs any tips or information on that. And I'm pretty sure a couple other brothers got skills that could be useful to making social economic pathways in your community. So, you know, let's try to spread that on.
Hey, who made the music that you played at the opening?
That's a brother out of Chicago named Golden Child. The brother fire, man. Yeah, man, he dropped some nice fire.
I was gonna say I produce, so if anybody need anything media wise or song wise or anything like that, we can link up and get some some waves out there.
On at the right time. This is freestyle off the head. This is the right rhyme. Nah, I'm gonna chill. Yeah, we need that. Thank you.
I'll get you my email and then I get yours. We can shoot some stuff back and forth and see if we can get something done.
Yeah, man. So if any of y'all do rap, man, we encourage y'all to make some good indigenous and Tanchan music, man. We looking for some soundtracks, maybe even an anthem to play. So you know, just shoot them to the emails, whatever y'all songs is. And
I got a song y'all can play anytime, bro. I got like 10. I got all positive music, bro. Straight, energetic, positive music, man. Y'all go to Huey P. Newsom, check me out on YouTube, man. I got some jams on there for y'all, bro. And y'all brothers, if y'all want to play anything on there, go ahead and play it, bro. I got a song called White Boys Finish. Hey, man, it's coming from a Black brothers mind state, and it's talking about how the white people look at us, man. It's a very dope jam. I did all the music. Anybody need beats? If y'all need a house painted, this is what I'm talking about. If we get land, I'm coming for free, baby. I'm coming to help. I build this up from the ground up, baby. Y'all get some land, some property. Y'all get y'all get y'all materials. This is what we're supposed to do for our community, because I'm thinking about solar panel houses and things that, like he was saying, free nature. But we shouldn't build our houses in boxes, because we know that they got us in a box. So I was thinking I got a pyramid a way that I want to build houses and things of that nature, with the roofs, the solar panel, and then we got glass walls and things of that nature, so the sunlight and the moonlight can get in, because they trying to operate us off this artificial lights. And we need to get back to the organic thing, real nature. You feel what I'm saying? So I'm out here. I'm showing what I do. I paint. I'm a jack of many trades. You feel what I'm saying? So, you know, that's what's popping, man. We got to support each other and get it cracking, man. I appreciate y'all shouting me out with the paint too, man. Anything that y'all need, I'm fired with it too, bro. I'm fired.
Yeah, man. That's definitely well respected around my way, man. I'm a painter. I rather stick with the trim carpenter work. You know what I mean? It's a little bit light on my back and my knees. But it takes patience to be a painter. As a matter of fact, I got a couple houses that paint. Like I said, man, anything that y'all do out there, man, we trying to spread it, give tips. Man, I want to hear a little bit more about you, brother Eric, and the brother Daryl, and the rest of the gang.
Well, me myself, I'm into yard work right now. I do lawn care work. I'm a jack of many trades: construction, paint, mechanic, and I don't know, I can go on and on. I've done a little of a lot, and I'm willing to put my skills to work for this. So anybody.
That's what's up. That's what we need.
Yeah, we definitely do need that, man. That yard work, man. I'm telling you, that's just something I guess I do naturally, man. I'm in the yard usually about a couple hours out the day, at least.
I mean, I love gardening. I got banana trees, plum trees, apple trees, pear trees. I just love nature, bro. Anything in it, I love it.
Yeah, that's the good stuff right there, man. I know you going out there picking the good fruit. You know what I'm saying? That's just a beautiful thing, man. That's something that you rarely see, or when you do see it, it's usually on you know, some immigrant land, some foreigners' land that they done confiscated and stole, and and they still in the resources. You know what I'm saying? We can't. It's gonna be hard for us to truly see what life got to offer without having our own land. Right, but we working through the steps to seeing what they got to offer. So let's just keep making the steps that we need to take, and let's just go yard, man. We got to go yard.
Yeah, man. Well, I'm a good organizer. I think sometimes, hands-on wise, I did a lot of camera work. I done did some demolition and stuff like that. You know, my pop's a carpenter, so a lot of that stuff is in me by nature. Like, I think if that's possible, you know what I'm saying? Like always been like sharp with the numbers, but my skills in particular are more like kinetic. I'm more like online marketing and stuff like that, and networking, promotion. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm like part of like the think tank kind of thing. Like I like to put a thing together, execute it, then like, you know, put it in action. And being that I'm so versatile, I'm like the fit. Like, you know, I like to just, you know, get in and fit in a role that's like a void that's filled. Like, you know what I mean? Like with the music, I could rap, but all of my dudes was rapping. So I decided to take the back burner and learn the business and do like publishing work and different things like that. So, you know, just to give you a sense of, you know, where I'm coming from.
That's what it is. That's what it is. So, I'll ask you, brothers, a few questions, man. What y'all know about the some of these pyramids around America, man? What y'all want to drop on that?
Man, my man, one of my big bros in this information sent me some information about 4 years ago about Watson's break, and I ain't even really researched it until like recently, because I said, let me look back in my notes from what we was talking about, and he been dropped this on me. That Watson break in Louisiana, I believe it's a pyramid over there that's supposedly thousands of years older than Egypt, which is, you know, most people still believe that pyramids like originated there or are only over there. And, you know, my man, one of my people told me they seen or know about a pyramid in Bosnia. So, yeah, but Watson break though, they said that joint go back before, you know, about 3,000 years before Egypt, far as I know.
What pyramid is that? They go back 3,000 years before.
I don't know if it's a pyramid. Watson's break, like in Louisiana, it's something about Watson's break. Let me see if I can find it.
If I'm not mistaken, I think that's in Baton Rouge.
Okay.
Or somewhere close by Baton Rouge.
Okay. Yeah, I think so. Let me see. Watson.
This is Illinois called Monk's Mound. Been there thousands of years. Most of the.
Say what?
It's called Monk's Mound. But no, I'm talking about a different pyramid. It's in Illinois. It's in Collinsville.
Monk's Mound.
Yeah, Monk's Mound.
Yeah, I believe I've heard of that one. Yeah, man, it's a big boy. It's the big boy. Yeah, they got it covered up with the grass and joint, right?
Yeah. What they do is they just play on the history in America. Everything is backdated, so you know what I'm saying. And at some point, I believe what we call in America was Egypt. You know what I'm saying, to some people, because some of the literature not making no sense, and then you talking about like some of the vegetation that these people talking about and some of that stuff that's indigenous on this side of the world and didn't even make it, they said, to that side of the world to just a couple hundred years ago. So it's a lot of contradictory when it comes to the information coming about any pyramids, because you have mummies over here and they probably weren't called mummies, but they, you know what I'm saying, definitely mummified. And they got, it's pyramids all in Mexico, South America, Central America, North America.
Yeah, you're right. We got mummies that go back 8,000 years, right? Plus, if y'all ain't, I'm pretty sure y'all are familiar with the city of Corral in Peru, which is I believe dated to be the oldest pyramids in the world right now, which is according to archaeologists. And the pyramid of El Mirador is also one of the largest pyramids in the world according to volume. So yeah, man, we got great structures and monoliths here, man. It took a lot of science, took a lot of engineering, it took a lot of manpower to get it done, but it was done because, you know, that's just what the type of people we are. We are a powerful spiritual people, and when we vibing on that vibration, anything could be done, anything could be created, anything could be overcame. So yeah, man, we just got to dive into some of these cultures, man. What y'all know about the old Mac with the braids? Huh? What y'all know about that? Gonna drop something on me.
Hey, that's new to me. I would like to hear about that.
I don't know about the braids on the back of the Olmec headstone, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. With the braids, yeah.
Yeah, and the fact that there ain't none in Africa, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm still tripping off that. How they supposedly Africans and they ain't got none of them shits in Africa. But yeah, we own that though.
That's what's up, man. I should go in on that a little bit.
So it's like we pretty much, you know what I'm saying? We pretty much all on the same.
Y'all should go in on that a little bit, man. Just to drop, give them a little snippet of it, man. They want to see what y'all go in like. I know how y'all go in. Y'all go in like we go in.
Yeah, for me, man, as far as the Olmecs, they give so much tribute for these people civilizing people. You know what I'm saying? If you ask me, I would say, because we had just did some research last week about how India just became India about 50 years ago. You know what I'm saying? The people over there have always been called Persians and all type of anything but fucking Indian. You know what I'm saying? Black people here in America were the first people in the world to be called Indians because of their tribal ways of doing shit. You know what I'm saying? Not to mention, the linguistics between Italians who bring in slaves for Britain people, but they working for the Colombians, the Spaniards, so they speak in Spanish, English, Italian, and the word nigga basically was they word for black. You know what I'm saying? So to call a motherfucker Indian is like a nigga back then, indigo. You know what I'm saying? The root word being indigo and Indian mean black. So by these people getting homage to Olmec for civilized people, and then you finding all these pyramids over there, it makes sense that we the last people to be colonized because our army wasn't necessarily, we didn't have to go to war. We were so smart. We was teaching people everything. On this side, you see what I'm saying? They back all around the world telling them, hey, I come from this, I come from that, I'm king, whatever it is. You got Mansa Musa passing out millions of dollars of gold all around the world. Africa, they was more sweet. They was lenient. Like once they realized they could get Africa, they came over here like, okay, it's time to get them over there in America now too. You know what I'm saying? They don't even talk about the culture of black people in America. They tell you like, man, the Aztecs disappeared and all this. They want you to believe that motherfuckers just fell off the earth. You know what I'm saying? But the reality is we them people. We still building the world up and building these monuments and stuff, but it's the lack of unity. We ain't came together on that stand front yet. You know what I'm saying? And when we do, that's when we're going to change the world again.
Right. You're absolutely right, man. And we just got to understand that, man. They are really rechange the shit as we speak, man. They lying to us. Because we know that them people over there that they call Indian or Hindustan. And we know when we was first encountered, we wasn't called Indian.
Exactly.
That's as simple as that. But we was known as various different things from the 1400s on up to what it is. So, we was first known as American. We was known as the American before we was known as the Aboriginal. You see what I'm saying? We was known as that before we was known as the Indian and so forth, to what we are labeled as now. So, right now it's just a spell. And I don't mean it in no spooky way, man. You're locked in, man. The whole system, English, the way they got it formulated, right? It's a spell, right? Anytime you reading, matter of fact, English is one of the hardest languages to learn, right? It's because of the different formulas that it got into it. You got double entendres, you got metaphors, you got synonyms, antonyms. You see what I'm saying? And then this no other language really has this, right? They don't have synonyms. They don't have metaphors. They don't have these things that we have. So you can tell right then and there that it's formulated. It's formulated in a way that we so blocked in that we feel like we got it right, that you can properly articulate the English language, even though I know that it's our language, just reformulated within the system to freak your mind. You see what I'm saying? So when they tell you to go to school and you got to go have a spelling bee, right? Y'all should have a spelling bee. You should have to try to spell to see who can cast the best spells, man. When they make you write in cursive, you just cursing yourself. You see what I'm saying? So we got to understand, man, we got to look at the frame of work that these people are doing, man. We got to step outside of today's shit. We used to speak goddamn Ebonics, Creole, Gullah Geechee, goddamn forms of Algonquin, and they call this savage talk. That was just our native tongue, and they couldn't understand it. That's why they call it savage talk. They wanted us to speak like them so they can understand every move. But see, these Europeans can come and have a full conversation with us in pig Latin. It's because they do it in reverse. They speak English in reverse. That's what pig Latin is. In the same way they gave you your history in reverse. You see what I'm saying? So I'm gonna let y'all build on that. Y'all brothers can build on that.
I was on a build a couple of years ago, and one of the brothers who recognizes that he is from he's a native to the land of America, right? He said he broke the word down to American, where he took the prefix of the AME and looked at it in Latin and French and Spanish, and what you find is that the AME is like amor, or like love, or like soul, right? And the Rica, like in Puerto Rico, Costa Rica, Puerto Rico, Rica or Rico means rich. So he was like, whatever that energy that came with that word came from, it means the soul rich people or the love rich people. And when you look, and it just brought me to the TV show or the movie Soul Man, where the Caucasian guy puts on blackface and strolls through the streets of America, right? And the name of the thing is the Soul Man, right? And then it also brings me to thinking about the so-called real American in the 80s was Hulk Hogan, but Hulk Hogan was copper colored, not true copper colored. Of course, they tanned him, but they see the mocking of the Aboriginal on TV, just how people could pull up, say, Flat Earth. I just want to mention, right? And so, you see how they put it in plain sight? The Aboriginal truth in plain sight, or the indigenous truth in plain sight, is the Hulk Hogan, I am a real American. Iron Sheik was who he took off of the throne to become the champion. Iron Sheiks represent the other side, right? The Turk. But Iron Sheik is supposed to be from Iran, but he's supposed to be a dark guy. But that's just a character. But he's supposed to be a darkie from the East. Now Hulk Hogan came in, yo brother, will you let me tell you, Mean Gene, acting with like he had soul. So when you do this thing up, I was like, oh shit, this shit kind of rocks. So I used to be saying it hard. I used to write it with capital capital A and capital R, like American, like that, trying to stress it in chats and stuff and show people like, yeah, we got to change the narrative, or maybe it's ingrained through the ether that, you know what I'm saying? The truth, you can't hold the truth down. It's gonna rise to the top. The cream always rise to the top. You know what I'm saying?
Right. You're absolutely right, man. We just got to keep doing what we're doing, man. And the name America could have came. I'm really not for sure on the source. I've heard several different things, but we had the people like the Amaroons, right? We had the Takan, right? We had these people here, and so it could have just been based off of, different things, man. So that's some more research that we got to do. There's plenty of research out here that we got to keep doing. You know what I'm saying? So we just got to keep diving in, man. I know, it's up to us to keep doing the research. So we just got to get it, man. We just got to make sure we know what we're dealing with, man. So when you hear certain names, somebody else labeled them. You see what I'm saying? When you hear Rika, you got to know that somebody else had the name that, because it's talking about rich. You know what I'm saying? We didn't think like it.
Yeah, they knew that our joint was rich all over.
Yeah, we didn't think like it. So
what's good, Leo?
Peace, brother. Peace, brother. Leo, what's going on?
What's up, y'all? Just chopping in.
Okay, peace. But yeah, man. So it's just a lot of information out there. So when you see certain labels on us, man, you got to know that we didn't name ourselves that. So that's the part. Like the Olmec wouldn't have been called Olmec at the time period that they was running. That's just another name that we gave them, which they, another civilization or a group of people gave birth to them, and so forth and so on. Coming out, like all the information we knew about the Mayan was only, classic period. You know what I'm saying? The temples of Tikal and all these other pyramids until these new ways of testing geographical land locations to get different footage like LiDAR, sonar. You see what I'm saying? They finding out that there's a lot more out there than we don't even know, and just to rewrite history all over again anytime they find something substantial. You know what I'm saying? So that's just exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is, what we're dealing with. Because this is like in the city of Guatemala and El Medor, they done found a whole bunch of artifacts, according to archaeologists, that's pre-classic period, dating back at least, and they ain't saying how far, they saying at least 2000 BC. So it's automatically giving you rounds of some of the oldest civilizations in the world, especially when historians and history teachers was telling you at this time period that people over here in other places was hunter and gatherers. And there's no way a group of people can build 10,000 pyramids with irrigations and roads interlinking to each city to being hunters and gatherers. It take a complex science to get to that. And it take a long time. It takes architect, it take engineering to even formulate it. And just to even come up with the concept, it take a long time. So the science had to be around a long time. And when you look into some of the Septuagints at the end that they finding with the documents, that you finding that they are giving references to a prior civilization that they was trying to copy. They was trying to, kind of go in their footsteps. So they built their civilization like a previous civilization. You see what I'm saying? So we got to understand what we're dealing with, man. So much information out there and we ain't even got started. A lot of it's still ongoing. You see what I'm saying? Out of all the history that's been found on the world today, all the history, Africa, everywhere, right? It only adds up to 10% of the world's history. So we ain't really got in nowhere yet. You know what I'm saying? We just now really knocking off the dust. So I'm gonna let y'all brothers build in on that.
I have a question, and it just hit me right now. I'm wondering because a lot of people are coming to the understanding that we from here, but also at the same time, I'm also hearing a lot of our Hebrew brothers and sisters, saying that we are the lost tribes from here, and somehow our tribal connection to here and the biblical narrative is somehow connected. You got any thoughts on that? Because this is new to me.
I mean,
wondering.
I done heard several different things coming from the Hebrew brothers. Shout out to all my Hebrew brothers. Y'all on your way to coming home. Just hurry up and make that passage, right? You close. I hear a lot of them talking about the RBG Hebrews. You got Hellenistic Hebrews. You got the Hebrews that teach that they from Turtle Island, and right, you got different sets of Hebrews, right? But when it all boils down, it's just a bunch of stories talking about a special people in a particular landmass, which is over here. They are talking about your ancestors. And what they don't know is they have been in bondage. They was put on ships, but they weren't brought from Israel. They weren't brought from Africa. They were just shipped all around. You see what I'm saying? So they just got to understand that they just talking about the American Tanchan or the American Niji. And so, you know what I mean? They just going to have to put it in place, but maybe it might have to take for us to sit down with a group of these brothers and kind of implement it in the way that we need to. Because, we can start to going through that Bible and start to chop up things and coexist and show them the etymology and go into details and do all these various things with the Bible. You know what I'm saying? Most Hebrews like to read out the King James 16:11. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, and then you gotta, why do they read out the King James 16:11? Where was King James at in 16:11? You see what I'm saying? So then you get into like, okay, damn, he was in America. Okay, that's okay. Then he got it from some people that was here. Then he got it. Okay, this was from the Algonquin Bible, which was the first Bible. Then you get into okay. Then you just figure out that everything is still ends up here. Everything still ends up here.
I just threw a picture in the back chat right now. I don't know the brother name. He be doing a lot of videos on Facebook. He got a pretty large following actually. His lives be having like 1,500 people sitting there right there on the book. But he cover a whole bunch of different topics. But in his most recent live, the most recent one I caught, he was in a museum showing a map of the ground plan for the Louisiana Purchase. And I don't know if you can see it in the back chat right now, or if you want to share it with the brothers. But if y'all can go in the back chat and take a look at it right now. I thought it was interesting on this picture, the different countries that are represented here. One for in particular, because we were just talking about the Hebrews, right in the middle, Jerusalem is right there. Now it's a little bit grainy, but in this video it was super clear because obviously he in the museum and shit, so he making a video. But they had the Philippines on here. You see the Philippines to the right, the big square in the middle that say Philippine. You got a whole bunch of different countries on this map that's not in America. You know what I'm saying? That's basically what I'm getting at. Have you seen this before?
Yeah, I've seen it before.
What's up with this, Leo? Yeah, you from down there, G. Tell me what's up with this.
Where it said again?
But
it's in the back chat, in the Hangout.
I'm saying I got it screen sharing right now, but where is it said again?
Oh, this is this picture is in the museum somewhere this brother was at. But
I think that was in the museum. I believe that was in St. Louis. I think that was in the museum in St. Louis he was at.
But we just looked up the picture so we could find it. But yeah, you see the different country names on here. Like this right here is blowing me, and like I said, we just got this, so I ain't even had a good chance to go over it. But while we was talking about the Hebrews, it just reminded me of this because I remember specifically the brother was like, that's Jerusalem right there. You in Jerusalem, we've been in Jerusalem, and I'm like, you know what I'm saying. So I immediately went and looked it up, and you know what I'm saying. That's how we ended up with the picture, but.
You're right. It's been a lot of places named Jerusalem, and one in particular being Virginia, being Jerusalem, especially at the same time of 1609, or roughly a little bit after that, which goes into the same time period that King James wrote his Bible. And if you look up other places in America, it's going to give you the same etymology of a lot of places that you're looking for, such as Utah. Etymology tracks down to become Judah. Judah is the etymology of Utah is Judah. So, and inside there's a town called Moab. I mean, so we got correlation to what's going on in the Bible, and then we got to understand that there was different languages that was being spoken. And the brother Chief Holiday just made a good point. Paleo is only a time period. So when you say Paleo Hebrew, they saying this time period form of Hebrew, like Phoenician Hebrew or Aramaic Hebrew. You see what I'm saying? These are time periods. Just like when you hear Archaic or Arcadia, yeah, this is time period. So we got to understand the trickery that they try to pull on our people, because they'll tell you that some group of people was found in America, but they was archaic human beings. That's only telling you a human beings at a certain time period. So we gotta catch the trickery that they throw in the game, man.
I'm with you. Yeah, I just thought this map was interesting, and I know it's some more information behind it. I'm just curious as to what it is and if any of y'all brothers, you know, was up on it already. Because